And so we were walking out of the pound, and like if we would have walked out like 1 second later or like 1 second earlier, there was a guy who was putting a dog into a car, and I was like in my head, I was like, that's a really cool dog. Like I felt like I was like my head was like turned like for me. It was weird. And Jeff said when we walked out, he was like, oh, that's a cool dog. And I was like, hey, what kind of dog is that? And the guy goes, I don't know. And I was like, oh, okay. Did you just adopt it? And he goes, no, we're actually turning it in. He's like, it's a stray. We found it. And I was like, well, does he have a chip? Does he have a collar or anything? And he's like, no, no, they ran it to see if he had a chip. He doesn't have a chip. And Jeff's like, oh, Marissa, that's a senior dog. Don't even think about it. And I was like, well, and they're like, we're going to call animal control because the pound won't take him. And they would put him on like the kill list, like, basically put him like kill him or chop his leg off because his leg is broken and it was very expensive. So they weren't going to fix it. And I looked at the dog and I could like see its like eyes were just like looking at me, and I was like, oh my God, I feel like I could see like Poochie looking out of his eyes, and my cat Stevie. It was weird. I think dogs are just like little mirrors for our own souls. And I looked at the dog and I was like, oh, you're super cute. I was like, oh, but you're old. We thought he was really old because he looked like he had gray. But I told Jeff, I said, we can call animal control if we have to call animal control, but why don't we just take him, and it'll take our mind off of Poochie. We can take care of him for like a day or two, see what's wrong with his foot, and then, go from there. We can call like one of those places that'll work on him for free, or, we'll call animal control. And Jeff's like, I don't want to go through this again in a year. This is an old dog. Well, it turns out we ended up taking him. We named him Lucky because he was lucky that we walked out right at that very second. The people just like handed him over and said, here, and gave us the number to animal control. We took him to the vet, and he's only 7 or 8 months old. He's a puppy. And he's got all 5 fingers are broken. Like they said he was probably abused. But all of his fingers are broken. So he's at the vet. He just got done getting his surgery. They won't give us the dog because they don't have the money for all the surgery. We thought they took care credit, which is what we were using for Poochie. And we're like, well, what are we going to do? They gave us a pretty good deal on him to do the surgery so that they could do it tonight, knowing that he was a stray, knowing that we could just go turn him into the animal control. But so Jeff's down there right now talking to them to see what we can do to get the dog out of there now. But it's crazy. The dog like literally like sounds exactly like Poochie, like barks like Poochie, sounds like Poochie, like runs around in circles like Poochie. And like, I know it's not Poochie, but I don't know. It was just crazy how like that like happened like at that like moment. It was just like, wow. So I don't know if Poochie's little soul gets to like, because it's like we thought it was an old dog, so we're like, there's no way Poochie's soul can go into like an old dog, But I think we heard one time when we were channeling. I don't remember if you guys remember this, but they're saying like, dogs have a soul like that. It's like on its own path, but they also have like there's also like soulmate dogs that like can take on like 2 souls, right? Do you guys remember that? Does anybody remember that? Where they can take on like the soul of the owner or whatever, in addition to like their actual soul that's going through its ascension process. Yes. Or something like that. Yeah, is that what it was?
Yeah.
So does it feel like this dog is one of those? It's funny because it was acting one way with Jeff and it was acting another way with me. I'll show you guys a picture. It's super cute. They think that he's a Chiweenie, like a Chihuahua and a weenie dog mixed with a cockapoo, like a cocker spaniel and a poodle. So Poochie was a poodle Chihuahua. So this dog would be a poodle Chihuahua cocker spaniel weenie dog. And my old dog that we had for like 15 years when I was growing up was a weenie dog. So it's cute. Let me see if I can share the picture on here real quick. He's cute. I don't know if anybody my cat's like obsessed with getting in here right now. Oh darn it. Let me see if the picture went into here. But he's super cute and he was so sweet and he's so nice and like he's in so much pain and he was still super nice. So we figured we would do like a GoFundMe or something and see if people could help like get his surgery and not break ourselves over it financially, but that it would be, oh, here he is. Okay. Let me see if I can turn this light off real quick. Can you guys see him? There's him. See his little his little, there's the big fat bill. See, there's his paws. So you can see like his hand is all intact on this side right here, but over on this side, all the, I don't know if you guys can see, but all the fingers are all broken right there. So they were going in, they just went in just now and they put him under and pulled his fingers all straight and put a splint around his leg. So he's going to be like bedridden in a crate for a month. We'll have to take care of him, but look at how he's super sweet. Like immediately like jumped in our arms and was like, had his like head like on our shoulder and was like, these are the other ones we were looking at. They're so loud and obnoxious. They're like 2 chihuahuas. Yeah, there he is. But he's not fixed and he was getting very excited, if you know what I mean. And we're not used to a boy dog and we're like, ew, why does that thing keep popping out of him? Because we haven't ever had a boy dog.